they doing? They smiling in your face. All the time they wanna take your place. The backstabbers. Backstabbers. They smiling in your face. All the time they wanna take your place. The backstabbers. Backstabbers.
Man, good Wednesday, good Wednesday, good Wednesday. How y'all doing? Hopefully all is well today. Man, we got some people early. It's Barry White. Hey, it's been a long time. It's good to see you again. Tom and I, how you doing? Hopefully all is well. Thank you, Doran, for being a great moderator that you are. And thanks for everybody else for being here on a good Wednesday. Didn't have nothing big planned, but I said I wanted to make sure I'm doing a show, just be consistent. That's what I definitely said I wanted to do. But my plans for next week is going to be doing a good show on and look, it's kind of funny. I was on another person's panel, on Nowitzhi's panel, and the guy was talking about where he had his pay stub posted, and he's talking about banking, and he was with Bank of America, and the only reason why he's with Bank of America because of close proximity. And I was like, damn, that sounds crazy. Now look, I understand people go places for certain places for certain reasons, but before I get into that, let me shout out to my brother John the Baptist, man. My brother John the Baptist came through and he gifted 5. Let me say it again. He gifted 5 memberships. Shout out to you, brother John, and shout out to those people who got it. And hopefully you are blessed with these memberships. And if you are, thank you. Hopefully you're able to maintain them and have fun with them, because I did put a video out there under the membership umbrella. So definitely check it out if you get the opportunity. But I want to say thank you, especially thank you to my brother John the Baptist, man, a loyal supporter of the basement, man. Every time he comes through, man, he always either drop knowledge or gifts me with a financial blessing. And sometimes he does both. Right on. So thank you, sir. And I appreciate that blessing. So it was kind of funny, man, hearing the guy talk about it. So I said, I got to do a show. I said, I got to do a show next week about this. I didn't want to do it this week because it was short notice. All this stuff happened on Tuesday, and I wanted to make sure I give you guys the proper information and the proper knowledge and give it my all. I didn't want to do a rush job for you guys. That would have been fair. That would have been cool, and it would totally disrespectful, truth be told. And that's not my style. So I want to make sure I was totally prepared. Gave you all the information that you would need to know and what you need to do in order to find a bank. So I said, let me put that off. I said, but I do want to do a show. And I said, look, I want to do a show. Look, there's been some things on the internet that I've been seeing. I said, let me check this out, and I want to talk about some of these things. And so some of these clips are probably old, and I'm sure y'all might have seen before, but I wanted to give my perspective and my view on what I'm seeing in some of these clips, man. And some of these clips I've seen, in fact, one of these clips I just seen today, man. So I just had to speak on it, man, because it was spoken a lot of truth. But I wanted to get on today and do this and have this show because I want to, give my people who subscribe to me, I want to give them a consistent thing. I do my thing on Monday with sports, and I appreciate everybody who's there. And if you hadn't had an opportunity to check it out, definitely check it out. Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Come check me out. Talk about sports and all things. And look, there's going to be some sports I don't know nothing about. And I'm going to tell you right now. But if you want to talk about it, guys, you're more than welcome to come up. Now, I ain't going to just bring up, like, tennis is not my thing. But I try one every once in a while, comes through here and gives me my tennis updates. I don't know much. I mean, if it's something big and somebody well-known, I'll talk about it. Because I've seen a name come across a ticker, maybe on the sports channel or news or whatever the case may be. But if somebody, just come through and trying to make a name or something, I really don't know about. But, guys, you're more than welcome to hit that link. I drop it, and you're more than welcome to come up and bring it up, and we'll talk about it. Look, I'm going to sit there and learn. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know nothing about tennis. I know a little bit about baseball, not that much. I can hold a conversation with you. That's about all the knowledge I got. But if it's something you know about, please, I'll be more than glad to allow you to come up and we're gonna have a conversation. And I'm gonna listen and learn, and I'm engaged. We're gonna have a conversation. We're just gonna talk about tennis, talk about horse racing, talk about NASCAR if that's what you're into. Doesn't matter. Let's just have fun with it, right? That's what it's all about. But I wanted to make sure I do a show today. So today, that's why I'm pretty much going to just react on some, like I said, some videos. But next Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about banking, and how to find a bank. What's the steps and what you should look for in a bank. So I will definitely be talking about that next week, next Wednesday. Looking forward to it. But today we're going to react some videos. And let me drop the link early right now. Let's go and drop it. All right, let's drop right now. Because some of y'all might want to give y'all input too on some of these videos. So let me go ahead and drop that right now as I'm speaking about it. Let me drop that right now. There we go. Pin it to the top. Cool. Shout out to my man Tom the Baptist becoming a member of the basement and the basement dwellers. Shout out to you, John the Baptist. And not only that, man, shout out to the brother who gifted it. And for those who are being gifted, hey, I appreciate that. So it looks like, oh, look here. Jolene, she's a member now. Okay, right on, man. Shout out to you, sis. I appreciate that. My man Matthew said, I'll be back. All right, brother. Well, wherever you're going, you be safe. Hopefully you hit that like button before you left the building. Shout out to Josh. I know he said earlier, I don't know if I was acknowledging, but shout out to you, brother. But I'll drop the link early because anybody may come up here and comment on and give their perspective on this video. But one of the ones that was really important to me is it's a video I seen. Young lady in a car, and I assume she's maybe a teacher or educator or some type of part of the school system. I'm sure she is because of the way she talks about this, she sounded like she was in the know about some things. But look, I'm not gonna go too far in detail. Let me go ahead and just play the video, right? Let's play the video.
If a black dad shows up at the parent-teacher conference with the mom, oh, it's a wrap. Oh, it's a wrap. From that point on, the teacher is going to put so much respect on that student's name. Because these teachers, most of them, not all of them, but most of these teachers expect that only the mom is involved in the kid's life and that the black dad is an absent dad. So the moment that the black dad shows up at the parent-teacher conference, it's a wrap. Expect for your kid to be treated kindly. Expect for your kid to get extensions in their homework if they turn in things late. Expect for the teacher to put some respect on your kids' names, black parents, when the black dad shows up.
So this one I definitely can relate to. I can definitely relate to. I don't know if any of y'all guys may experience that before. If y'all have, please let me know in the chat. Or if, like I said, I dropped the link if you want to come up and talk about it. We definitely can talk about it. This one I could definitely relate to. For those who may not know, who or heard me say it before, I did substitute teach for like a few years. And I've seen these scenarios play out. Heck, it played out with my son. It played out with my son. Where this was the case. It played out with my daughter, where this was the case. Now, when I got custody of my daughter, she was in the 5th grade. And I had all the way up to middle school. Not middle school, I'm sorry. All the way up to high school. Ninth grade. So, is when I have. Let me bring my brother John up. What's going on, brother John? How you doing tonight?
What's going on with your big brother, Hank?
Man, look, shout out to you, brother, for gifting these memberships, blessing some of the audience members with that, man. Thank you, sir.
Man, big deal, bro. Just trying to support the big brother.
Man, I appreciate it. How you doing tonight? You good?
I'm good, man. Good. Just rolling down these highways,
Well, hopefully you're being safe while you're doing it, big brother. Right on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, was you able to see the video I just played? If not, I'll play it again.
Yeah, play it again, because when I was coming up, it kind of clipped away on me.
Okay, I got you. No problem. Oh, here we go.
If a black dad shows up at the parent-teacher conference with the mom, oh, it's a wrap. From that point on, the teacher is going to put so much respect on that student's name. Because these teachers, most of them, not all of them, but most of these teachers expect that only the mom is involved in the kid's life and that the black dad is an absent dad. So the moment that the black dad shows up at the parent-teacher conference, it's a wrap. Expect for your kid to be treated kindly. Expect for your kid to get extensions in their homework if they turn in things late. Expect for the teacher to put some respect on your kids' names, black parents, when the black dad shows up.
Man, so what I was about to say, John, as a man who experienced that and seen it firsthand, I could definitely relate what she's saying. But I'm going to let you go first, big brother.
Yeah, I think you and I gonna have the same comment on this one. I'm almost 95% sure of this one though. But it just goes to show two things. The first one is most important. It goes to show how important how essential men are to the family. Everything changes when when a wife has a husband and that child has a father that's active and that's actually an intact family. As the lady said, the respect level goes up, the community respect level goes up. It's automatic. Everyone looks at that woman and that child different because the man is in the room. It also goes to show on the flip side that kids who come from single parent homes, especially single mother homes, are at a greater disadvantage because she said out of her own mouth, she gave that child more respect because the father was there. She gave the child more respect because the father was there. The mother was always there, but she said out of her own mouth, she don't respect that child the same. She don't respect that child. She didn't respect that child more until she saw the father.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like what you're saying, John, it's like let me say this. It's like it's taboo. I'm not gonna lie. Me as a teacher seeing that, and me as a parent who experienced that, it's taboo. So first things first, let me talk about my experience of me seeing that. So I talk about it before, and I tell parents whenever I get opportunity, pay attention to what's going on with your let me say this, I'm gonna speak your sons. Pay attention because some of these teachers' intentions are not always good and pure. Let me say that. Investigate, research. You know what I'm saying? Trust what your child's saying, but verify what they're saying. You know what I'm saying? You know your kid, right? You know your kid. And if you don't know your kid, shame on you. Get to know your kid. Learn about your kid. Somebody asked, how do you be a better parent? One of the things I said was get to know your kid. Just sometimes just walk in the room and watch what they're doing. Listen, just be observant. sometimes that's the best way you can get to know your child, by watching what they taking in as far as on TV and the music and all that. Find out who their friends and their friend circle is, who they hanging out with. What's the conversation about? You get a phone bill because you got a cell phone, you watch it. Who is he talking to the most? Who is he interacting with the most? Who's he texting the most? Find out about that person he's texting live. So, I know some people say, "Oh, you saw the helicopter." That no, it's not that, but it's dangerous out here. At the end of the day, you're gonna be your child's biggest advocate, so you got to be in the know. But back to what I was saying, some of these teachers do not have your son's future and their well-being always on the forefront. They don't always have the best intent. So I've seen how some teachers would take advantage, would intentionally abuse or do things to these young black boys.
Oh yeah.
Now, one of them, because maybe they caught him on a bad day, and that the child was so happens to acting out one day, but the other days he's been fine, but he just caught you on a bad day, and you just felt like you just want to do something to get at him, or you don't have the patience that day. So you'd say and exaggerate or fabricate some bullshit that could be easily dealt with a conversation. But since you don't want to deal with it, don't want to see him, you're just pissed, and you ain't got the patience to deal with him, you'll write him up, or try to get him rolled up, or try to get him put out the classroom, or something like that. Or some of them realizing I need extra help, and the only way I get extra help if I can get this child an IEP. So those who don't know, that's what they come evaluate your kids and figure out if they got some issues, behavior issues, mental issues. And so they try to put that shit on them so they can get extra money for the school. And then they have to use a program to use that money to pay for some type of assistance, where that kid may need some type of special assistance, have a certain monitor, may have to monitor the kids, come through and help. And sometimes they use those monitors like as an extra student aid or teacher's aid or stuff like that. So you got to kind of watch out for that. But let me say this. If you have a parent, a father who's involved, who participates, who checks in, who makes sure he makes his presence felt, they're more likely not to do that. Because he realized these mothers may be overwhelmed. Because most of the time, some of these women got more than one kid. And so now you're trying to navigate your time with one child here and other child, let alone if your child is, a little active and rambunctious and doing other things that may be causing attention that he shouldn't be getting, but sometimes he gets because he's a little active, right? You know what I'm saying? So now she's spreading her time to try to do this and do that. Or maybe have a kid in one grade in one school, but the other child's in another school, and it so happens that they may be having their teacher thing on the same day. So now she's got to figure out how to maneuver that. Or maybe she's getting off of work late and able to do that. Now, today they are making ways where you don't have to actually be there. You can actually log on and have a teacher conference. So that's what they're doing now. Back in 2001, 2002, that wasn't the case. You actually had to be there in person. It wasn't those, I can have a Zoom meeting and meet with the teacher. That wasn't the case. Now, it's a little bit better now. But still, it's something about how they talk to them, they teach them, and they treat your kids differently. Like she said, when the father's present, when he's coming to the school, when he's checking in, making sure little Johnny is doing what he needs to do. You know what I'm saying? He's pairing it up with a teacher, making sure Johnny's doing what he needs to do, make sure he's turning his work in, make sure he's being attentive, he's not being an issue in the class, a distraction for the other kids. And if he does, he's in there, he's addressing it. He's handling it. He's, like I said, partner up. Call me. Don't worry about calling mama. Call me. That's what I did. I said, don't call his mama. I said, call me, because she's stressing out.
Let me ask you a question, Hank.
Yes, sir.
Watching that video, right,
Uh-huh.
and then watching her demeanor, even how she talked about the father, her demeanor changed when she started talking about the father and the child.
She lit up.
It literally lit up. Why you? And so when we hear all about this feminism, and why do you think her demeanor lit up when they talk about a man, in spite of what we hear about all this feminist movement today? I'm not even trying to talk about feminism, but just the contradiction of what we just saw and what we normally hear about these panels and these feminism stuff. Why do you think that her demeanor lit up, in spite of all this talk that we talk about on these panels and in this society?
I think the reason why, because she knows what it what it is to have a man, to have a husband, to have a significant other. I think that's what it is, and she realized the importance. Like I said previous, I think she's probably in an education program. She's a teacher, and she also knows that she has to work with somebody like that. It's going to be a lot simpler than to work with a disgruntled mother who don't believe her son does no wrong. But most of the time, the father knows, yeah, that little boy be acting the fool. I see him. I know I was him. That was me. And I know how I used to act. So more than likely, he got my blood running through his veins. He's acting. And she knows that. She appreciates that. Why? Maybe because she had a student who acted up, and that father came through and regulated and made her job easier. So now she can appreciate that. She realized the importance of fathers and fathers in the home and fathers in kids' life. I think that's what it is, John. I mean, what do you think, big brother?
I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. It's like, because I saw that the minute she just lit up, and what stood out to me is when she did light up in that manner. I agree with you. I think she knew how important it is for this father to be active in his child's life in the school. I think she understands that she dealt with so many single mothers, that she's seen the drama. She's had the conversation. She sees the headache they're going through trying to raise their kid on their own. And I'm not saying the women are not trying. We know they are probably trying, but it becomes overwhelming for a single mother to raise a kid while she's trying to work and take care of the kids and take care of the house, provide for the house. And it just puts her in a position where it's difficult to deal with the teacher and anybody else because she has so much on her plate. So I think when she spoke with so much joy and excitement, because when she sees that father, she knows now this mother's gonna be not so much on her plate. It's gonna be a lot more order for the family, and it's a better chance that something can be accomplished.
And also, man, Lil Johnny gonna be. Now I know that the daddy's involved. Lil Johnny ain't gonna act the same way because he know I'll hold it over his head. Look, Lil Johnny, don't make me call senior. don't make me call senior. I'll call him. I'll call him right now.
When my son was in elementary, he was a big talker. He loved to talk. I mean, grades was on point. A, B, great grades, always through school. But he was a talker. And so I had to do it all the time. I started going to his classroom. And his demeanor changed. Didn't get in trouble, just love to talk. Get his work done, love to talk. I did it in middle school. Once I did it in middle school, it completely stopped, because middle school, you trying to be cool. You don't want your dad in the classroom with you. You don't want your dad, sitting around there watching, walking through the hallways with you. He never disrespectful. He took it like a champ. He corrected the behavior, and we had no more issues with it. The teachers loved him after, all the way through elementary and all the way through middle school. But he always understood, and the teachers understood, hey, dad'll pop up anytime. And that's what dads bring to the table.
John, I've shared this story before, man. I used to do drive-bys on my son. So let me say this. From the first grade all the way up to the fourth grade, this dude was a problem. I think we talked about when he was on the show with me. He would probably get spankings twice a week. That was when I was on for corporal punch. Twice a week for about the first 4 years of school. Well, let me say it. Kindergarten wasn't an issue. It was when he got to the first grade, all the way up to the fourth. I would go up there twice a week, drive-bys. They say, man, little Hank is doing this. I'm like, come on, man. I said, all right, no problem. Now, them 2 days a week I come through, he had a great day. Won't have no trouble, won't be talking, won't be acting out, doing this and doing that. But them other 3 days, I wasn't there. He felt like he'd get away with some shit. Please believe, when I got home, I had to deal with it. 4 years, to the point, John, we talked about putting him on medicine. I said, look, I'm not putting my goddamn son on no medicine, man.
No, I agree with you.
We are not doing this. So that wasn't the case. He put us through it. Me and his mother back and forth. Us getting into argument, disagreements. Because she didn't like how I punished him. How I discipline. Look her. The shit. He can't be on punishment for a whole month. Then we can't. Look, unfortunately, sometimes it happens like that. When you put your child on punishment, you punishing yourself because you can't do certain things. That's understandable. I'm thinking about the big picture. I got to get this boy in order. I'm not worried about doing certain things. I got to get this dude in order. He not going to be the death of me. I got to get him in order. Because I'm not going to let the streets have him. I'm not going to let him know. He's not going to blemish my name on some bullshit. And I remind him, you got my name. You better act like you got some sense.
I think one of the things I found. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
Go. No, you good. Go ahead.
I mean, one of the things I learned though, is that and they just come with boys in general. It's hard to put a boy in a classroom and expect him to sit still for 8 hours or 7 hours, whatever, how long a classroom a full day is. That's not reasonable for a boy, especially when they're young. I think the way we educate our boys is setting them up for failure because the boys are meant to be active and moving around and burning energy. It's one of the reasons why I think we should, make your boys cut the grass. I mean, at an early age, make them trim the hedges, make them use that energy. Make them show them how to be constructive. That way, they won't be as energetic. You got something to control their energy.
And John, you say that, and that. As soon as that boy could see over the lawnmower, he was out there cutting grass.
Yeah.
So he was 8 years old cutting grass. They'd be like, "Oh, you don't think it's too young?" No. He's tall enough to see over that lawnmower. He's strong enough he can push it. Hey, I got self-propelled. Only thing I gotta do is push the button forward. He good. He get out there and push that lawnmower. He good.
Yeah.
So now what I would do is I would allow him to cut the front yard. Front yard was the biggest part of the yard. Backyard wasn't. Now, of course, I was out there with him because he's going to have to cut out where he's have to go in the street. So I'm out there with him. I weed. I did all that. He didn't have to do it. He didn't do it probably to 2 years later. When he was 10, it's when I allowed him to weed eat. And I was out there with him. But then, when he did it a couple times, I left it alone. I didn't have to be out there no more. When he was 10, he did everything himself. I didn't have to be out there. He knew how I wanted to cut. He knew I want to see lines in my grass, in my yard. See, I don't even say cut. I say manicure. But then I understand.
Yeah.
He knew. If it wasn't like that, it's not how we do, dog. What we doing here. He knows. I mean, so I had to make sure to do that. Now, John, I'm also a fan that kids shouldn't be in school all day. That don't make sense. 8 hours. They use school for free child care. It's pretty much what it is. I believe that kids should be in school for 4 hours. Half a day. That's it. They said, well, what are you going to learn in half a day? Well, he learned the basics. Math, science, and English.
That's
Use
it.
that fourth hour for either trade or study hall or tutoring. Have one. Give them a bag lunch, send their black asses home. That's my opinion.
I think I agree with you. I think I agree with you on that. I think my opinion is I think the longer they're in school, they're indoctrinated with stuff that's not even important as far as education. All they need is, like you say, math,
Nah, that's a
science,
whole different subject right there, big brother. I
whatever.
already agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, the basic keys that you just said. Give them that. After that, send them home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I agree with you on that one.
So, but with that being said, man, seeing how they would do some of these young boys, man, make sure, ladies, if you're after her, you by yourself, or you dealing with, pay attention what your son's saying. He may not be exaggerating completely. Now, we got some kids that always know how they can get over on their mothers because they're mama's boys, and they, we know some of y'all mothers are soft on the boys, but hard on your daughters because you can relate to them. But guess what? That father can relate to the son. He see when he get over. So let him handle that. Allow him to be involved. Even if y'all not together, make sure he's aware of what's going on and let him do what he needs to do. Now, hopefully he's a stand-up type dude and he's about his business and he's worried about the future of his children. He's going to do what he need to do. Now, if you don't have that, well, that's a different subject altogether. My man Matthew said, I see that. But if you work, how are you going to get the kids? Matthew, you got vacation days. You got personal days. If that means you got to play sick, don't act like you ain't never did that before. Do what you got to do for your child.
Does it mean on the daily level? I mean, on a daily, or does it just mean what is he actually speaking to?
I don't know. I don't know. Matthew, hit the link, brother. You come up here. Don't act like you're scared and nervous. You've been up here before. But if not,
Yeah, because
he said, David, he don't start this. I got you, Matthew. I got to. Hit the link, big brother. For your question, I'll drop it in the chat. Either way, we try to figure out, get some clarity.
Cause one of the things, yeah, go ahead, my bad.
No, go ahead. That was it.
But one of the things I wrestle with, because we had these conversations from time to time, right? And the conversation we always hear, well, we can't afford to live off one salary anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I go ahead. Is that him? Okay, there you go, Matthew. I'll let you talk since you came up.
That's Matthew. He about to come up with some bullshit, I'm sure.
Here we go. Nah, man.
I'll let you clarify.
Nah, man. Only thing I was really asking, like, I get what you're saying. It honestly, I agree with if that could work. I'm looking at if they go to school at 8 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? They basically get home at 12. I start work at 4 a.m. Me, I don't get off till 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like in a position like, dang, I already can't take them to school, and I can't get them home. That's what I'm saying. Like, how much vacation you think that's gonna work? Like, come on, man. I just said, like,
Well,
yeah.
then you would enroll. But see, that's when the employees need to make some adjustments too, though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I like what you're saying. 'Cause I really don't want to disagree. I ain't just trying to disagree with you. I'm just like on a realistic basis. Like, dang, man. Now I'm hurting the money that it helped me keep in this neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, I'm not in that situation because my wife necessarily don't have to work. She just like buying nice stuff. But as far as I'm just saying, if I was in that situation and something were to happen where I'm on solo act now, how could I realistically do that?
And that's why I'm glad you came. Oh, my bad. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's when you may have to roll your kid into extracurricular activity, extended school, like after school activity. So they currently have that right now. They currently offer that right now. If that's the case, because of your work schedule and they won't allow you to do it, then enroll your kid into an extracurricular activity. And so, with that being said, the extracurricular activity consists of maybe some type of vocational training, maybe some type of continued extended tutoring. You know what I'm saying? Some type of after school activity to where they can keep your kids. You know, now if they're too young, right? We're talking about elementary age, right? Once they get in middle school, they can pretty much get off the bus by themselves, walk home. They can have their own key to the
Yeah,
house and go in and do what they need to do. But we're talking about pretty much elementary age kids, right? So
yeah. Okay.
uh, put them in some type of extended program, allow them to have fun and do things like, you know, play and play for like, you know, like the YMCA. I know it's a program we have here in my state that they have like an extended school program where they can stay 2 or 3 hours after school. Usually ends at 6 o'clock. So that's most times
Yeah.
people get up
Okay.
at 5, they get 5, 6. So we have that program here. We'll do something like that. So you could continue to have a child care provider for school, slash babysitters or extended school program, and then you're not really letting them go because they're losing out on the money, the paychecks, and allow for them teachers who could maybe get paid overtime for that because
No,
their work could be
I get that. I
half
get
of
that.
the day.
Yeah.
I mean, look,
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Cause like me personally, like I kind of like what you pretty much said it. I was just trying to think of maybe what you were kind of like getting to of what a person could do. Cause like you said, I would just have to sacrifice something so I could make that work. But I was just trying to. I don't know. I was thinking a little different. But I got you.
that's all right, man. I know
I
you want to
wanna,
fight, but
I wanna,
you can't kick. Hey,
I
Matthew, you
wanna.
can't kick me off my own program. You kick me off half, and everybody else, you can't kick me off my own. You can't kick me
Nah, I
off my
told you,
own.
man. You remind me of one of my friends, man. I told you I wasn't gonna kick you off no more, man.
I
That ain't
appreciate
gonna.
it.
Yeah,
Matthew, hey, John Matthew said he might kick me off one time. He told me he's talking about going back on his word on me. I said, say it ain't so, Matthew. Say it ain't so.
no, I actually respect your position, so that's why I said I just be trolling, man. That's really all
Oh,
I
you
do.
good, big man. You know you good with me. Well, go ahead, John. What you about to say?
Well, I kind of want to add some salt to the game a little bit. So I'm gonna
Okay.
be a little contrarian.
Okay.
And now, Matthew, you gave an example right, but I'm gonna not speak so much specifically to your example, but I'm use your example as a generic form, though, right? As a generic conversation. Because most of us fall into the same situation when you have dual working parents, and we kind of when we was raising our kids, we've always kept our salary to where we can live off of one paycheck,
Yeah, that's what I do.
Mhm.
and the second one was just basically like you said for lifestyle. But one of the things I regret was I wish I'd have done different, and I try to encourage other people to do is, even though I didn't do it, but I see the benefit of it is I think a lot of times we make decisions where we let our kids stay in these extra curricular activity rather than raising them ourselves.
Well,
And that's the thing I think I struggle with. And my kids came out great. I'm not trying to say that it can't work, but I also recognize too where we could have been more influential than we could have been more influential, and society would have less influence on our kids.
I
And I
think
think a
that's
lot of
what
time
me
we
and
do.
Hink was talking about last time. Oh my bad, man. I didn't cut you off.
No, go ahead. You fine. You go ahead. But that's generally what I was going to say.
That's kind of like what me and Hink was talking about last time. Like when I brought up like what would you do when they get around a certain age, and he was telling me like he was showing them, balancing the checkbook in a sense, and then he was saying about like I was telling him I want to get to a point once I realize what they want to do, like around 13, 12, 14, they get around maybe like let's say they want to be a mechanic. I pay a guy that I know, vet him out. But hey man, if I give you the $75 a week, can you show him the ropes of how it's gonna be like if he go the route of this? You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. That's how I was gonna do it.
Hmm.
I know my wife. She has her her old stepdad's brother. He in HVAC. So I would definitely hit him up like, hey man, can you show my son how it would be if he got to the point where he wanted to make some money and this is since you making what almost 3 grand a week, show him what you how to do this and see if he really cut out to do it. Things like that. So me and him kind of talked about that. Cause so far as to your point of wanting to train them up yourself instead of like putting them in something, I think I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just one of the things I look back at. Like if I could have tweaked something, I would encourage my wife to stay home. We didn't need it. We didn't need the second salary. We wanted the second salary because it made our lifestyle where we can take some fancier trips. You know,
Yeah,
just stuff like that. Not
yeah.
not saying those things are not important, but in the grand scheme of things, how important is it really compared to raising
Um,
your kids?
I would say in today's time, you probably do need that second income. Like, all honesty, like I said, I've been blessed to where I came into situations where, like, my wife is good at interior design, so I bought a cheap house per se, and then over the economy time, it just blew up into now it's like worth a lot of money. But in me all around, my mortgage is really low. It's like it just works out. But in realistic times, if you got to hit a 8% interest rate market, you probably do need another income because ain't nobody coming out the gate making 80 grand. You know, I mean, it'd be nice a 22-year-old getting that, or I say a 19-year-old getting that, but I'm not sure how easy that'd be. You know what I mean?
I see the
So,
conversation kind of. I'm not gonna change the. I'm gonna go. Yeah, I think we kind of changed the conversation a little bit, but I do. But I get the point you're
oh
making,
my
though.
bad.
No,
Man,
you didn't. I don't know. I don't think you did it. I think I changed it. I'm not. I
No, you
think I
find,
changed it. So
but it's kind of funny. I'm gonna have a video, and it's gonna kind of dive into this. I don't want to show the video yet. Let me show this one more video, then we'll go to that video I'm talking about. It's gonna kind of touch on what y'all talk about right now. But let me do this real fast.
If you want to know why Jalen Brunson is who he is, look at the coach. Now watch his father come in. That's a real father. That's why he is who he is.
So I wanted to make sure I follow this video with this other video because it's important, and how
okay.
important fathers are. If you, it was kind of quick video was, you got to kind of pay attention how his coach was saying something, but he was really still going back with the rep. But when his father came up there, and his father's on the coach staff for the New York Knicks, he paid attention. He heard what he said, and his father gave him that bark. He gave him that look, and then he gave him a little bit more of that bark and that look. He had nothing else to say. That referee kept it moving, went on to the locker room. That's just the importance of father and how they are with their sons and their daughters, and how important and vital they are in the relationships, and educating and teaching them, their kids on how they should move and how they should act and how they should carry themselves. That's very important. And I know some of these people say, well, I don't need a man. Stop lying to yourself.
Oh yeah.
Your life would be a whole lot easier if you find a way to have a cordial, if anything, a cordial relationship with the father of your kids. That's going to help your kids to be successful. Now, we know the high success rate is going to be if he was in the house and y'all together, y'all doing y'all things together. We know that. But the next best thing is to at least be cordial and have a respectful relationship with each other where y'all could work together and y'all on the same page about the child. Because that's the most important thing. I tell my son all the time, man, me and your mom may not agree on a lot of things, but one thing we do agree on, how much we love you, how much we want to see you be successful, and we'll find a way to get along however we need to do it to make sure that happens with you. And that's what I had to do. Well, there's some days, man, she get on my goddamn nerves, yes. But it's not about me. It's about that boy. It's not about me. It's about my daughter. So I had to, do what I had to do to make sure they was good. So it is what it is, man. But I just definitely had to make sure I share that video. What's going on, Kev? It's been a minute, big brother, but I'm glad you're here. I definitely had to share that video, man. So I don't know if y'all got any input on it. If not, I'm going to go to the video I was talking about that's going to kind of touch on what y'all was just kind of speaking on a minute ago, as
Did you
far
play
as
the second video, or did you say you just talked about it?
yeah, damn, I mean, I know it's fast, John, but yeah, I did. But I'll play it again.
I missed it. That's why I didn't see it.
That's because you blinked. You blinked and it was over. I got you. Hold on, here it is. It's not long. It's about 13 seconds. So check it out.
Okay.
Here we go.
If you want to know why Jalen Brunson is who he is, look at the coach. Now watch his father come in. That's a real father. That's why he is who he is.
So if y'all don't know anything about Jalen Brunson, his father used to play in the NBA. I remember he used to play for the Bulls back in the days. And
I know what it was. It didn't play. That's what it didn't play on my. It said something about the browser not letting it play or something.
Okay.
Did you see it, Matthew?
Yeah, I saw it. It was a good video.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't play on my end. Then it's just something on my end. Then.
Yes, yeah. So, like I said, for those who don't know, Matthew Brunson is an NBA player who currently play for the New York Knicks, and man, is having a great season, an MVP type season, really. Was just recently in the All-Star game this past Sunday. His father used to play for the Knicks as well as the Bulls back in the days. So that's how I remember his father, and I remember Brunson, man, because I would always use him as a reference for my son. I said, you and him about the same build, same size. I said, you need to. I always tell him watch the video of small guards, and he was one of the guards I encouraged my son to watch. So I'm very familiar with him. But it was a beautiful thing. Look, let me say this. I love when I see a man doing what he need to do with his kids, especially his sons, because I know how tough it is out in these streets, man. How the world will eat you up if you allow it to. And when you have a father who's there, who's involved, who's doing what he need to do, who's responsible and loving to his kids, man, I think that's a beautiful thing. And anytime I get opportunity, I'm going to uplift and praise a brother who's doing the right thing.
Oh,
Yeah, man, because, I get a lot of, I didn't used to take it, I used to take it for granted when I became a father, but when, like, people have told me, like, hey, man, I can see you really love your sons, man. Like, people can, like, they see it. It's like, it's one of them things where I didn't realize I was doing it, but I guess people can see that I'm kind of this one old white lady one day, I was in public, and I was telling my son, I was like, hey, I explained to him why he couldn't get this car. They be doing little toy cars, and then this was a few years ago, and I said, I got on one knee and explained to him, like, hey, this is why I'm taking you in here, but I don't want you just grabbing and everything because we're not in for that. She just saw me explain it. She's like, you know what? I don't see many parents, let alone fathers, sitting down and explaining to the kids. I just hear them barking at. That was nice to see. And then she just kept walking. You know what I'm saying? That always stuck with me for whatever reason. But I think it's a powerful thing too when fathers are involved. And this is the last thing not last thing, but I'm gonna get a mic up. But I had watched CNN. I think the year of the pandemic or year before the pandemic, or like I think it was like 75 fathers or 100 fathers stepped into like a middle school, and they got the middle school under control because they patrolled the hallways. They started watching the doors and just basically being involved. And they all took different posts. Like some days they would come in early, some fathers would come in later, and the whole school turned around because they would see fathers. Like if a guy running around, hey, quit all that running. And then another guy, sagging pants, man, come on, pull your pants up, man. You got girls around here. It was just certain things that godfathers were saying, and like anything else, it's like, hey, man, you really don't want these kind of problems, so you might as well just shape up. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different demeanor rather than some guys, for whatever reason, want to try to teach you. I never understood that. But it was so powerful to me to see how these regular dads took over.
Mm-hmm. Man, look, let me say this. That was touching, man. That was a beautiful thing. I know. I think it was in Detroit. I want to say it was in Detroit. I could be wrong, but I remember seeing that. You
I
know what I'm
think it was
saying?
Louisiana.
Was it Louisiana? Okay, my fault.
Yeah, yeah,
To see these brothers, man, come together for the betterment of the children. And some of those guys didn't even have kids there. But they wanted to give back. They wanted to help their community out. They wanted to see it be better. So what better way to do is to reach out to the future. I thought that was a beautiful thing, man. And when you see stuff like that, man, you can't do nothing but be proud. You understand what I'm saying? You cannot do nothing but be proud and appreciative of individuals who make that decision, who make that sacrifice and do stuff like that, man. It don't take much. You don't
yeah.
take much. Little
Cause
things.
my wife want me to help out more with the young men, youth at the church. You know, I be so reluctant of doing it, man, because it's hard. Like I tried to talk to some guys. I done had guys over my house, that was in the gangs and all that kind of stuff. And I was just telling them, like, man, I ain't that much older than you, man. You going down a dumb path. You know what I'm saying? And basically, the guys who ultimately didn't really listen, they still out here doing their thing. But it kind of discouraged me to where I don't really mess with a bunch of people outside of that no more. I just worry about my sons. I got 4 of them, man. So I'm kind of just focused on them right now. But one of these days, I will get to a point where I try to reach out to the young men again at my church because they do
And
need guidance, man.
Matthew, what you actually saying makes sense too, right? Because you actually, I'm not sure how old your sons and how old you are, but I kind of went through the same thing too. You're still learning about. We are still learning about being men and raising sons. So how you gonna tell somebody what you don't know already? That's just what I did. I experienced. Like
Yeah,
I can't tell you what I don't know. Now once I
yeah,
figured it out, then I was able to teach my son, and then once I like got more comfortable with it, then I felt more confident in talking to other young men. But that was one point in my life when I was in my late 20s, early 30s. I'm like, I felt unconfident talking to men, young boys that was younger than me, because I'm still trying to figure it out at that time. That's just my personal experience. Y'all might be a lot smarter than I was, but that's just how I felt.
yeah,
Well, let me say this, Matthew and John. You're never gonna have it all together. You always gonna be
yeah.
learning. You're never gonna have all the answers.
That's true.
So
That is true.
That's
let
true.
me say this: there's nothing wrong with you doing that, Matthew, because them same dudes you are having conversation with could influence your son.
Yeah,
So
facts.
that's you cutting it off before it even goes there.
Yeah, definitely.
You understand what I'm saying? They gonna see that dude on the corner because they see him out there, maybe getting money, doing that, and they thinking that's cool. Because most of these young cats, they don't want to be, they don't have the patience. They don't want to wait. They want it instantly. And so if they see, well, Daddy got to wait for 2 weeks to go to get his money, he getting his daily. Man, which one sounds better? Plus, I'd be
Yeah,
cool. I get the girls. I get to do that, do this. I ain't got to worry about going and working for the man. You know how we used to call the white man the man. John, that's me showing my age. I'm sorry.
see,
But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's some of their mindsets. Let me say this.
yeah,
And that's the reason why I make sure I do it more, especially when I realized I was having a son. I said, look, there's gonna be some influence out here, some things out here he's gonna see in the neighborhood. Like that's my son calling me right now. Because I told him, I said, give me a call after practice. Because every day I talk to my son. Every day. And I want to know how was class, how was this, how was right and all this. But he was asleep. And so I know he had a game last night. They didn't get into like 12 something. So I said, look, go ahead and get you some rest. I said, just call me after practice. I'm about to just send him a message out, call him back. But I make sure I talk to him daily because even he's 18, a young adult. I'm still involved. I'm
yeah.
still involved. I'm
See,
coaching
that's
him.
how I want to be. That's
I'm
how I
educating
want
him,
to be.
teaching him. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. It just looks different. When they get to a certain age, it just looks different. From
But you like
from
more of an advisor?
yeah, that's it. I don't call it advisor. I say I'm coaching him. So
Yeah,
from 18 on up to the end of life, I'm coaching him. Now
Yeah.
you could
When I
take it, and or you could just turn it away. It's up to you. You know what I'm saying? But from 1 to 13, I'm parenting him.
I actually felt like too. I think you kind of touched on something.
Mhm.
It was
Go ahead.
at certain ages, I felt comfortable talking to younger kids than I did teenagers. I don't know why. Maybe it was just my mindset, my mind frame, how I thought. But I
Uh-huh.
felt like in my early 20s, I felt better talking to young kids who was maybe like, young kids up to 10, 12. As they got teenage years, I felt more confident as I got older. I don't know why I felt that way. I'm just speaking honest in general. But when you said that, that just kind of something that resonated with me.
See, like when I was dealing with the youth, it was like I was just trying to get them to break the whole "I'm too cool for school to be here,"
Yes.
or I'm the how some guys I'm a lot different than I am here. Like they basically trying to show you that they are very very worldly outside of the church. Basically saying I'm just putting on the act here. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to push that. And I'm thinking in my head like, man, look, I'm trying to talk to you regularly. I'm not trying to scold you. I'm not trying to be your parent. I'm trying to just give you true advice on reality because I'm not that far removed from being 17, 18. So you know what I mean? It may look like it because I got a whole family, but I'm not that far removed where I don't realize what what people want at that age. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, look, man, ain't nobody trying
Hmm.
to tell you I've been there, done that. I'm not even coming at them like that. 'Cause I like a lot of times people get irritated, like me trying to dismiss my life experience by saying I've been there, done that. Nah, I ain't doing it. But if these guys, they was just too caught up in that game, like where they get so excited talking about it. So it just was like I realized I just wasn't the guy to reach them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was just like, you know what? I'm too much of a family man. These dudes gonna end up turning this left to where I'm gonna fall into that, and I'm gonna be putting hands on these dudes because y'all too caught up in y'all lifestyle, and eventually I'm gonna show you how much of a man I am. That's how it would eventually get to. That's why I was just like, dang, these dudes just don't want to hear reason. You know what I'm saying? So I had to remove myself from that, man. It was kind of disheartening, but it was a wake up call for me too. You know what I mean?
Well,
Most definitely.
it's funny you say that because my man Arnold, that's what I was about to say. He said, "Facts. One of the hardest decisions you will make as a leader is you cannot save everyone. Save the ones that you can, and let the others catch up. Facts.
Dang,
Facts.
that was
I
right
agree
on
with.
time. That was
I
right on
agree with
time.
that.
Because
That's exactly how. Yep.
you know you can't. You can't. And look, I take the motto is those who want to learn, let's go. If you don't
Yep.
want to, it's maybe not for you. Maybe I'm not the one for you. Maybe I'm something I'm not saying or get through to you. Maybe you need somebody else. Maybe you need a Matthew to help you out. Maybe you need a John the Baptist. Maybe he could get through to you. I'm just not that guy to do it. And I'm okay with that. Look,
Yeah.
I had to humble myself with my own child. This was humble. I would tell my son, he act like, okay, well, his coach would say it 3 months down the road, dude, I just sit there and told you shit that. What the hell did he say that I didn't say? And you got it. You understood. Yeah, you're doing it. But I just sit there and say, hey, at the end of the day, Matthew, at the end of the day, as long as he gets it, I don't care. I don't care
Yeah.
where he gets it from. As long as he get it. I had to humble myself and let my pride go and allow that to be. I'm not going to
Yep.
stand away from his
But
growth and his accomplishing what he need to do. As long as he gets it.
but you know what's motivated me the past I say few months?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. These boys in this house, they they run me ragged sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But what motivates me is that all their teachers say they a pleasure, they good kids, they listen, everything. I'm like, man, these fools don't do none of that when they're at home. You know what I'm saying? It blew my mind. Like, wait a minute, you're not just saying this because you like my kids. Like, sometimes kids can have a charm where teachers just like them. And I'm like, please don't just gas it up. Like, how are they really? And are they really? Well, how much different do you have to treat them than anybody else? It's like, no, you got the wrong idea, sir. They really are good kids. And I'm like, each teacher I'm asking it. So when I heard that, it was kind of like a breath of fresh air / motivation. Like, okay, I need to keep being on them in the house because I see this is really the development stages while they in home because they clearly act way better out there than they do in my house. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to switch to not switch.
It's
I
on.
wanted to get like more under control in this house, but I am glad they respect them outdoors.
Well, sometimes your voice can get stale to them, and
Yeah,
that's what it is. And sometimes
yeah,
they just need a different voice, and then that's one of the things I had to accept too. But like I said, I was telling my lady we went to his game Saturday. I said, "Ooh, I'll be on his ass, man." I don't. My daughter said, "Well, you be hard on it." I said, "No, let me tell you this." I said, "The fortune for you against him because they feel like I spoil him, and I kind of do." I said, "But I expect more from him, and he had to deal with more than y'all did." I said, "Look, it was two of y'all, you and my stepdaughter. Y'all got to share the chores. It was only him. He got to do everything. He washing the dishes. He cleaning the bathroom. He cutting the grass. He folding the clothes. He washing clothes. All that. He doing all that by himself. He ain't got nobody to look over and say, relieve him. Well, this week is your week to wash the dishes. It's all him. So he had a lot of shit on his shoulder and not on top of it. He's a student. He plays sports. He got all the activity, but he still got to take care of his goddamn business. He still got to maintain a 3.0 GPA. He still got to do his chores. He still got to do what the expectations that I had for him, what his coach had for him on the basketball court. He played point guard, so now he got all of them extra pound on him, and yet he was able to come through and carry all that shit and still do what he needed to do. Hell yeah, he's gonna get everything I got for him, just like I gave y'all everything I got. Because why? Because I put more expectations on him than I did y'all. I knew what it was to have to be a young man. Now I didn't know how you had to go out and be a woman and deal with what you had to deal with. I couldn't relate. Now my ex-wife could, my daughter's mother could, and I had them. They was there to teach them and educate and let them know. But I knew what it was from being as a man, from a boy to a man. So I knew what I had to deal with him. So I had to put more expectations. Society don't have as many expectations as a young girl, as a female. They don't. You're not held to a certain standards like you are a man, a boy. You're not. So I had to be a little more tough on him. I had to be a little bit more aggressive on him. There's time when men had to go to the backyard. Come on, you want to fight? Come on, knuckle up. Let's get them gloves on. Let's go. I had to. He want to test my metal. Okay, cool. This ain't what you want, but let's go. They're going to try you. Your sons are going to try you. They're going to test you. Now, it may not be, come on, let's fight. No, it may not be. They may verbally test you. They may mentally test you. They may emotionally test you. But they're going to buck and they're going to try you to see how far they can push you or how much they can get away with. Every son does that. He does it differently. He may not do it in an altercation way, though. Go ahead, big bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I ain't mean to cut you up, man, but but that's how my second youngest is. My wife say all the time, "You finally met your match. Like you raising you." I'm like, what? Like that boy don't never back down for nothing, man. I'll be like, dang, man. Like, look, everything in a fight. I laugh at it now, but I be like, I'm telling you, man, that boy try me all the time, man. It's crazy. Like I love his heart, but I be like, man, boy, boy, something else.
So, Dora, yeah, I agree. I agree, Dora. They do. Look, I seen it.
Just their moms as well.
I seen it. I had to check my daughter on how she come at her mother. I had to check her.
Yeah, girls are something else, boy. Man.
I said, I know. So I'm talking about from as a man as far as have a son, what they gonna do. It's coming, guys. You have son, it's coming. They're gonna try you. Now, hopefully your younger son sees that shit and he don't try to do what his older brother did and try to test and get the same consequence. Hopefully they learn. Yeah, I ain't gonna do that. Or they'll try to
Yeah.
test it the other way. Yeah, I'm gonna stay out a little later. Daddy be all right. He ain't gonna matter. I'm gonna just tell him anything. Just try to say, my mama stand up and protect me. Now, and that's another way where they gonna try to test you and see what if
Yeah.
you're gonna follow through what you're gonna say you're gonna do. And if you don't, guess what? Now they feel like they got you. Oh,
Yeah.
daddy ain't. He said he gonna whoop me, but he didn't do it. Oh no, if you say you gonna do it, you better do it. Because they gonna hold you to it.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah.
So Lauren said, you had to check my daughter. Yeah, I did. I did. I had to, yeah. But that's because I know how to I don't know what it is. I guess I can relate to young people, but I talk to them but look, I'm a good listener. That's one thing you have to do, man. You have to be a good listener. Sometimes your kids just want to be heard.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, just go in there, just sit down, just watch what they watch. That's what I did with my son. I used to go in there and sit down, just watch what he watch on YouTube. I watch what he watch on TV. Sometimes I had to go lay on his bed because he's got his phone. This dude like this. I said, dude, why don't you watch it on the TV? It's a bigger screen. No, I'm good. Right, so he can move and go as he wants to with the phone. Like, all right,
When
you got a 55-inch in your room. It's just going to waste. Only time you use it for your damn video games. Is that what it is? Now I just got you a gaming television. I wasted my
That's
time.
how it is, man.
I could have saved this money on this 55 and got you a little 32-inch or 20-inch.
the difference I know between raising my son and my daughter, my son, I can be direct and harsh with my son, right? Well, we say direct, we say harsh. Some women take it as being harsh, but I can be direct with my son, and he want the facts of what was right, what was wrong, and he would just dealt with it. I can say the exact same thing to my daughter, and she just break down crying.
Yeah.
And what I had to figure out with raising a boy, the difference between raising a boy and raising a girl, is that girls, I'm not saying all girls, but generally they tend to. With my daughter, she was so much more emotional, so much more sensitive, and her feelings. You can tell her something that's true, but it hurts them more. So you have to find out, like, how do I convey this information factually, but still honor their feelings? And that's the balance. Is like, I think, I'm not sure probably some men are way better than I am, but that's the thing. It took me the longest to learn with my daughter, and she's 21, and sometimes I still have to remember, man, she's still a female. She's a woman, and she's still the same. I can tell her the truth, but she's gonna cry.
Yeah. And that's the same way I had to do it with my daughter. I mean, like when she kid, I just had to look at her. I look like I do. Y'all be saying all the time, "Hey, you look so mean." Well, that's the look I give her. And then she's like, "Oh, what I do? I'm sorry. I didn't."
Yep.
And take your ass.
You know good well you don't know how to smile, man.
No, please stop this shit. I smile, man. I don't know why y'all. People think I'm some kind of damn grizzly bird. Mean, I'm not that bad, man.
No, it's like it's it's the same thing. I get the same thing. I'm shorter, but you get the same thing all the time because you're a large individual. Everybody want to call you intimidating.
Hey John,
Yeah.
can you really bench 600 pounds, or were you just talking that mess to him?
No, my max was 550.
God, man. Hey, so did you play football, or you just like lifting weights?
I played football in high school, but that's about it. I would just lifting
You
weights
just
was probably
strong,
something I was just always good at.
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie. That ain't no joke. Okay. 550. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah,
ain't
that
never
was my
got to
max.
that.
That was in my younger days. I'm not doing anything like that now. I probably can still do probably 354, but I'm not
Okay.
really lifting like that anymore though.
Yeah, I mean throw y'all off. I just was thinking, I'm like,
No,
wait a minute.
you fine. Army vet said, don't forget, 80% of our boys are being raised by single women households. You
Yep.
can tell.
Hey, man, how much of them stats y'all think is true? I mean, honestly,
I
like
think
without trying to win an argument, do y'all really think these stats are that true?
I don't know if all these stats are true. Like the one he just read, 80% of our boys are raised by single women. That's what he just said, right?
That's a
I
lot, man.
wouldn't I wouldn't know if that number is true, but I think there is a lot of kids raised by single moms. Now I can't prove the
can,
fact. I
yeah,
can't prove the stat true. I can't prove the stat true or wrong or right. But I do see growing from my circle, I saw a lot of single mothers raising. I saw a lot of single women raising kids.
Yeah.
I just want to say that, but yeah,
And to me, if it's over 50%, that's too many.
yeah. If it's over 30%, it's too many.
That's a lot. That's a lot, man. And for whatever reason, it's still a lot.
Yeah.
But that's a different conversation. Let me see what else my man said. You guys, he said, a hink in the basement. You guys aren't giving yourself credit. There are men, and then there are husbands and fathers like you guys. Big difference. Respect. Right on, big brother. And I agree.
Yeah, I like this dude. Who is this? Army vet? Yeah, I like this dude.
Yeah. Look, we know there's some trash ass dudes out there. Might be your daddy, maybe your brother, maybe you motherfuckers out there are trash. Watching. I don't know. I might have trash dude watching. They just trash. Look, some trash dudes out there. We understand that. I'm not a fan of them. I can't stand them. They make the good ones look bad. You know what I'm saying? They really do. Because there's some good dudes out here about their business. They love their children. They love their family. They love their wives. They love, they good people, man. But what they said, a few bad apples spoil a bunch. Yeah. Usually the bad are the minority, but yet they get all the attention. The attention they should be getting. They not getting the praise like these good fathers out here who are doing what they need to do should be getting. It's just the opposite. So, right on, Yvette, I agree with you. But I anytime I'm gonna get the opportunity to give a brother who's a father who's doing right, or mentoring, or whatever he's doing, being a good stepfather, whatever the case may be, I'm gonna give him his props. I'm gonna make sure I give him his praises, his flowers, however you want to label it. I'm gonna make sure I do that. That's a must. That is a must. But let me play this last video I want to shoot a show and talk on. Because like I said, it kind of talked about some of the things y'all kind of spoke about, and it definitely makes sense. So let me show it. John, you ready? I don't want you to say it ain't showing your end now.
I'm gonna see, because I couldn't see the last video you played, but I'm gonna see if this one plays.
I got you, big bro. Here we go.
Statistics say 43% of married people combine their money. Now, I'll be honest, I thought it would be more than that, because when you look at the statistics, they'll tell you people who are married, they're more likely to buy a home together. And we know how important home ownership is in building wealth. People who are married that combine their finances, they do build wealth 4 times faster than if you don't combine your finances. We know that the studies say that couples that combine their finances, they have more, the probability of them staying together over the long haul is greatly increased. And then the stats just tell us, it literally says they're happier. So I think a lot of people don't combine their money out of fear that, oh, this is just going to be a mess if we combine our money, but they're actually wrong. Like, the statistics point the opposite way. It's actually, if you don't combine your money, you're more likely to have money fights and problems. And that's actually the number 2 cause of divorce.
So, Matthew, you talk about I think we lost John. When you was talking about having dual incomes.
Yeah.
One of the purposes of having it should be because we're coming together and we're trying to build together.
Yeah.
And one of the methods, and here we go. John, did you catch the video or did you miss going out? Man, what's wrong with your phone, bro?
It was not playing the video again. Maybe I dropped down and try to come back up, see if it would play again, but it was not showing it on my end.
So hold on, let me see if I'm gonna show it one more time. And then we're gonna see if it plays. If not, we just gonna keep it going. Let's try it one more time for you, John. I wouldn't do this for nobody else. Matthew, I wouldn't do this for you. I'm gonna be honest. But I do it for John.
Statistics say 43% of married people combine their money. Now, I'll be honest, I thought it would be more than that, because when you look at the statistics, they'll tell you people who are married, they're more likely to buy a home together. And we know how important home ownership is in building wealth. People who are married that combine their finances, they do build wealth 4 times faster than if you don't combine your finances. We know that the studies say that couples that combine their finances, they have more, the probability of them staying together over the long haul is greatly increased. And then the stats just tell us, it literally says they're happier. So I think a lot of people don't combine their money out of fear that, oh, this is just going to be a mess if we combine our money, but they're actually wrong. Like the statistics point the opposite way. It's actually, if you don't combine your money, you're more likely to have money fights and problems. And that's actually the number 2 cause of divorce.
Yeah, I'm gonna shut down and come back up because something going on with my phone.
Okay.
All right.
You good,
Yeah,
John.
because I'm not getting it.
So Matthew, you was able to see it, right? It came through on your end.
Yeah, like click on it.
Oh,
I saw it though.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay. So I know you and John was talking about this as far as dual income and being afford to do certain things because people need multiple income. Oh, I think we lost Matthew. Damn, what's going on here? John, you still here with me? I guess not. Well, guys, me and you, that's cool. When I seen this video, it made me think about what I believe in. And so what I believe in is one pot. That's been my my thing for a while. I've been using that mindset. My man Matthew back. You back, big brother?
Yeah, my bad, man. Sometimes the earpiece act funny, man. But I heard the video though.
Okay. I know you and John was talking about how the importance of having multiple streams of income, and so this kind of touch on it. But I was also just sharing about the theory that I take on one pot. Now I don't know what's your mindset on it. So, a lot of people look at me crazy, like, man, I couldn't do that. Her money's her money, my money's my money. And I understand.
I don't necessarily disagree with the one pot rule.
Mm-hmm.
And I can see how if you combine both, like all the money and just kind of it all just come together, I can see how what they're saying that it can increase your money faster in a sense. But I will say it's if you didn't start off your marriage that way, it's not so easy to just do it. You see what I'm saying? Like like in a perfect world, you just speaking in theories. Yeah, put all your money together and work out of that. But when you come in with your own mindset and like habits, and a lot of times, your psychology is tied to your money sometimes too. So you got to work through a whole lot before you can like say, "Hey, I'm gonna completely combine everything we got and work from that." And it take a strong individual to pull that off. Now, I ain't saying that it can't happen, but if you can talk you and each other into doing it, if somebody's not really all the way forward, you pretty, you pretty convincing person, I guess. That ain't easy, right? Because you talking just one pot, right? Like no other accounts for real, just one pot.
No, no. Let me. When people say that, I normally have to explain. So when I say it, it means we're combining our money. And I'm saying we got just one checking account or one savings account, and like that. You have it in. You diversify your money, right? You maybe
Yeah.
invest in crypto or to stock or your 401k and your retirement. You do all of that, but we're coming together. There's no get out of jail free card because I'm ready to go run when it gets bad. A rainy day fund, ain't none of that. Ain't no backup
Oh,
plan like that. We don't know. We're not doing that.
well, with me and my wife, we do that though, cause she like I got her kind of hip to investing. She's still a little shaky about some stuff, but she invests like on a smaller scale.
Mm-hmm.
Just because she doesn't quite get it 100% clearly, she just invests the same stuff I invest. So like
Mm-hmm.
I pretty much just like, and her brokerage, she got the same ones, kind of like similar to mine. She just the amount, meaning money wise, might just be different. But we still work together. We for the most part, she spends her money on the things she likes because her money is not necessarily a like say you took her money out of this household, we still could run a household. It's just some of the stuff that we do would just have to be manually done because like our kids go to tutor, so she would have to tutor them instead. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that, like certain stuff just wouldn't like as far as what we do on a regular wouldn't suffer. You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying? Like, but
So
you
when I
know,
say
yeah.
you wouldn't be using those words, her money.
Oh, you said you said I wouldn't be if in that.
No, no, those words wouldn't come out of your mouth. It'd be our
So
money.
are you saying R? Well, okay. You know what? I get what you're saying. I think that's just how to have it though. Cause like if she, it's not like I can't ask her for help if I needed it, and vice versa.
See, you
It's
wouldn't
not.
have to ask. It wouldn't be no asking. This is what we do. This is how we're gonna look. In order to do
Okay,
something
now
like
okay,
that,
I see what you're saying. Okay, I see
you
what
got
you're
to
saying.
have you say you trust me. That's why I married you. That's why I bless you with my last name. You trust me with your body, but you are
Mm.
hesitating with your money. That makes no sense to me. So your health and your well-being is not important to you, but
No,
you won't give that paper up because that's all it is, paper.
but that's what I'm saying. Like it's ironic that this is a topic that you're talking about because I can't think of nothing that like I may say it's her money, but it's not like she's using it on like selfish reasons. That's why it's kind of like I don't know why I say it's her money because she earned it. That's kind of more what I'm saying. Like it's not like it's hard to explain the way I'm trying to express it because ideally I feel like we kind of are. Of course, me and you ain't doing the same thing because I don't say one pot. So the
Mm-hmm.
mindset obviously is different because you quick to point out I'm saying her and my and things like that, but like nobody really uses stuff on stuff that don't help out the household. You know what I mean? We don't have like bad habits. I don't even drink no more for real. So it's like I'm trying to think of what do we do. You see what I'm saying? It's like so we still are using it for the greater good of the household, regardless. It's just she has her accounts that she kind of like she looks at all the time, and I have mine. And then we check up on each other like, yeah, how you doing? You doing good? Okay. But we're not lying to each other because it's like we only would hurt ourselves if we did. Because she had told me she had expressed to me one time, like, yeah, I'm not as great as with that, but I'm learning. We working together. I show her what I do, and because it's like so long in our marriage, I was the only one working. So it's like for me, I didn't want to just, hey, this is what you're gonna do with your money, And then that'll lose the whole relationship on some. What you mean? As soon as I start making some money, you trying to tell me what I'm gonna do with my money? Like, cause they're like, who wants to get some money? Then as soon as I get paid, I'm giving it to somebody else. That's how I was looking at it. Cause it was like, hey, no offense, you might quit your job tomorrow because they piss you off. So I'm not looking at your money because I never asked her to work. I'd rather just deal with the kids because I don't want to deal with the kids all day. So that was kind of like our hookup.
Yeah, hopefully that don't ever happen where they just quit on just emotions. But before I do, let me do the super chat real fast. My man Big Ass said, "What's up, he? Bruh, all my money is in one pot. My pot, and that's it going. My pot, and it's going to stay. It's hard out here for a pimp. I know that's right."
I mean, like I said,
shout out to my boy Big Ant, man. I appreciate the blessings. You didn't have to do it, but I appreciate you. Thank you, sir, for the blessings.
But because security boys talk about the one pot rule. Mm-hmm. So that's why I said I'm not against it. It's just I would have to really see structurally how it'll play out to where it's like I don't know. I don't know. Because like my parents didn't go by that, so I can't really reference nothing like that. You know what I'm saying?
But Matthew, most of us didn't. I didn't go off of that. That ain't what I was raised.
Yeah.
I had to learn this. This is something I learned. You live and learn, right? You get the information and you apply it where you feel like it could apply to your lifestyle, where it could benefit you. Yeah. So that's how I move because I live and learn. Again, like you said, my parents didn't teach me that. Look here, man. My parents taught me little to nothing about finance. Only where I knew about finance is because I would go to the mailbox and my daddy would have the child support check in the mailbox, and I say, "What is this piece of paper with these numbers on it?" That's how I learned. And now, fortunate enough, we had home ec, so they taught us how to balance a checkbook there. But that was in high school. I found the checking, and when I was in elementary, you know what I'm saying? And so I didn't know what it was. I just see my daddy walk, and he's walking away, and I ran out there. I was going to speak to him. He said, "Tell your mama to check to the mailbox." That's how I heard about my finance from my parents.
See, because we do in our household, we do pretty well financially. Like we're not making bukus amounts of money, but we work with what we got pretty well. See what I'm saying? Like, so that's why I'm just looking at like it works for us. It's just like anything else. It's like let's just say if we was like, hey, we was gonna die in this house type deal. We would be kind of living leisure free in a sense. But since we want to build another house, like build an actual house, because we didn't build this, and then like kind of have properties for our sons. So kind of like what you got, because you got properties, right? Kind of like we want to build to that, so it makes us have to care. Not that we shouldn't already, but care more about how we use our money. You know what I mean? Because our bills aren't above what we bank. By no stretch of the imagination. It's like what Dave Ramsey say, your mortgage, your household shouldn't be under. It should be under like 28%, something like that.
30%.
See, ours is at like 26%. When I did the math, because I ain't never heard of that. I was like, dang, okay. So then I tested it. I'm like, okay, I'm under. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I said we was blessed in that area, but I would like to figure out how people do this one pot thing though. Like all jokes aside, because I think my brothers do that. He don't disclose nothing, man. He don't like to share nothing. So it's like I don't know.
Well, look, the worst you could do is tell you no, Matthew. Ask him. How does that work? How do y'all do that? Inquire about it. Hey, look, she's the first woman I ever heard talk about this on YouTube. Never. Most of the time, I heard a couple guys. Look, when I came to YouTube and I said it, it was taboo. But then I sit there and watch security. I'm like, damn, shit, I'm doing that. I'm believing that.
Yeah.
that's what drove me to it, because she saw my one pot. I've never heard a woman talk like that. You know how
Yeah.
most women are. It's my money. Ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do with my money.
Yeah. She a beast when it comes to this.
Yeah.
That whole
Matthew, that would be a point where I would use that as to cipher out if I'm going to talk to you or not. That will be one of my tough questions that I would ask a woman. You know.
Now, yeah, I've heard you on the piece saying, with the one pot or the heifer got to leave. Something you be saying.
Yeah.
So I know what you mean. And like I said,
that would kill out. That would eliminate a lot of wasted time for me. You ain't with
no,
it? Okay.
I respect that though. I respect that. Especially in your case, you got established kind of already on your own.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, hey, this is kind of how it's gonna go. You know what I mean? So yeah, I feel you on that though, man. I can't disagree with it. Like, ain't nothing for me to push back on that, because even though ours is working, I think ideally that's probably the best way to go. That whole one pot. If I would be honest, you know what I mean. I think that probably is the best way.
So,
yeah.
Dorian saying here, one pot means you both have access to all funds. His money and access to yours, and yours to his. It belongs to him. That's what it is.
Oh well, yeah. In that case, then I guess we are doing.
You have access. So if so happens, Lord forbid, Matthew passes away, she's going to know where everything is and how to get to it without any problems. You understand?
Yeah.
She don't have to not know certain passwords or certain codes, because she doesn't know. Damn, I didn't know Matthew had a out of country account going on.
No, because like I said,
that's fun over in Dubai. Matthew, when you gonna tell me this?
Nah. I think I got like $80 in the attic or something somewhere. That's about it. Nah, she will be have access there.
Shit buried in the backyard in a mason jar.
Yeah, because she the beneficiary on my brokerage. Like, obviously, like if stuff were to go left, and she knows. When we talk about this, and she always say, "Why you always planning for your death?" I'm like, "Nah, I ain't planning for it. I'm just trying to get you hit just in case." And I was basically pretty much if she did do what I asked, she wouldn't have to necessarily work again. You know what I mean? If God forbid, I pray to God it never happens, but you know what I'm saying? Because between the brokerage and the house to be paid off and everything, she could live off of just the dividends. You see what I'm saying? It was like she would be good, So she would, if she wanted to work part time, just because she just want more than what she got. Yeah, of course, but she wouldn't necessarily have to.
But when she said that, Matthew, you get reminded, we all gonna meet our fate one day. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, like I tell her, I'm gonna outlive her.
Oh well, that's a different story.
She walking past right. She walking past right now, rolling her eyes.
I don't want. I hate to hear about the story about Matthew sleeping on the couch next week.
hey, brother, look at this. You see the couch right there? I'm on the couch right now.
You already know that's your living quarters.
Nah, man. She walked past too, like roll her eyes, like whatever.
No, but I remember. Well, we was at the Black House, and JP's not a fan of life insurance. I said, dude,
nah, man, that
you
idiot.
gotta have life insurance, man, because look, your kids shouldn't be out here selling chicken dinners and fish dinners at the church, trying to get your ass put in the goddamn ground. That makes no sense to me.
Man, you ain't lying.
We all gonna meet our fate one day. You could be superstitious all you want. There's nothing you could do about it.
I got 3 life insurance policies, and then one that the job gives us just because that's just a part of the little beneficiary thing.
Yeah,
so basically, what the job gonna give you, that's gonna take care of the funeral. You see what I'm saying? And when I did the math, I'm like, oh, shoot, that'll take care of the funeral. So they got a bunch of money they'll be able to play with to work it out. You know what I mean? When I look at the other policies I got, I'm like, well, shoot, man, y'all messed this up then. Well, hey, man, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, this is what I did. I got each kid got a policy on me, so they not splitting
Okay.
up insurance. Everybody got a policy, and everybody get the same amount.
Okay.
3 different policies, 3 different amounts. They get it. My granddaughter, my daughter, and my son. That's what it is right now. Now, of course, when I get married, it's going to change. Right?
Okay.
It's going to change because of my wife,
Yeah.
and then it'll switch up. Now we got a different policy, but she's gonna be the beneficiary of everything.
Yeah. Fair.
So if something happened to me, she the beneficiary of everything.
But shoot,
And
I thought you only could have how many policies can you have when you involved? I think you only can have like 3, maybe, or 4, right?
I go out there and put a policy on Matthew if I wanted to right now.
This nigga, right? You got to put
No,
me
I'm just saying you realize a lot of these churches was built off of life insurance policies because they used to have policies for their members.
Oh wow! No, I ain't hip to that.
A lot
I guess
of
that
these
makes
Catholic
sense.
churches and these churches out here,
Oh
that's how they
yeah,
used to feel.
I
Yes,
guess that.
they have
Yeah,
life.
because you know what? So when you see those burials behind the churches, that you think those were the life insurance people?
They
Damn, that's crazy.
look. Let me tell you what they did. They saved their money and not go pay to a funeral home and pay for a plot somewhere else when we could just do it for free back here and just collect that money.
Dang,
That's
that's
what they used
crazy.
to do.
When you think about it, dang. I mean, I'm pretty sure it probably had good reasons, but it just sounds so shifty right now.
Yeah,
But well,
that's what they used to do.
but
Now, of
like you
course,
said, but
laws don't allow certain things to happen like that no more. You know, so you can't just do that. But yeah,
see, that's the worst thing though, man. Because for a person to not have can't bury themselves, like, come on, man, that's dirty. I was telling my cousin last year, like, come on, man, you need to get life insurance probably, man, because who gonna be trying to bury you, man? Ain't nobody trying to come up $18,000 to bury you. And I know you don't want to get cremated, much as you say you don't care. You gonna want a regular burial, man. Come on.
look, you're gonna get cremated if we can't afford to do nothing else.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm not giving them no $18,000 for him.
I mean, look, now the kids gotta go shake everybody down, man. Come help me bury my daddy. Why'd your
Yeah.
daddy have his affairs in order?
And that's what I was trying to tell him. Like, man, you ain't got no
That's what
kids.
we
You ain't
did
got
all
nothing.
the time. You see, you know your family members. Hey man, you know little Johnny died. For real? Ain't got enough money to burn. He's still at the funeral
Man,
home. They can't even bury the man. They put a down payment, but they need no money to help out.
I
What
think
you
this
got?
happened. I think this happened to my father like maybe 6 years ago or something. He had put down like 7 just to, somebody supposed to come with us some more money. Didn't
Yeah.
nobody come? No, didn't nobody come, man. He ended up footing the bill, and I think they ended up giving him like $2,000 back. He was pissed. He was pissed. I don't blame him because I'm like, man, come on. Yeah, I didn't give about $12,000 that I wasn't expecting to give up, and all y'all give me back is $2,000 because this fool. And he wasn't no young dude. The dude was like, I think how old was he? I don't even really know him like that. That's why I'm talking like that. But he had to be like 50 something. So
He
yeah,
didn't have
ample time to have life insurance.
he didn't have his affairs in order.
It's
Why
sad,
would
man.
look, your family already has the burden of dealing with the grief. Why would you want to
Yeah.
put a financial burden on them on top of that?
Yep. And that's what I learned too, man. Because I got life insurance. Really, what this first year me and her got married. I didn't never think about it before. I just wasn't thinking that way. I got married when I was 26, I think. No, 27. I don't know. I was one of them. And when I gave up cable, because I didn't want cable, and that's when I first started streaming my TV, and I switched that for life insurance. I remember that I was like, I had to pick a bill. Okay, I got to give up something because I can't afford it. I just wasn't making enough at the time. And sure enough, that was my little trade off. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's important, man. It's important.
And man, you got to do what you got to do, man. You got
Yeah,
at
man.
the end of the day, you want to do what's going to be best. That's going to help your family out. Like I said, they're already dealing with the issue of dealing with a loss, a loved one. But now
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a financial burden on top of that. Yeah, that's not cool. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's to me. I ain't gonna lie. It's selfish.
Yeah.
That's real selfish.
I agree.
I wouldn't want to put that burden on them because they already dealing with what they dealing with. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So to pile more of that on top of it, now I can't do that. So you got to make sure, got out there, make sure y'all affairs in order, man. Make sure
Yeah. I
you.
mean,
I know it. I know it's kind of morbid, and I understand it's kind of dark, and you really don't want to think about it, but we all gonna meet that fate. Ain't nothing we're gonna do stop it or change it. We're all gonna meet it. Just make sure you're prepared. That's it.
yeah. Yeah. You 100% right. I agree with you. You know, I gotta mine out this will and this trust. You know, I still ain't do that completely right either. So, you know, I still got some work to do. So,
See, because look, I deal with firsthand watching my ex-wife's people go through it, not have enough money to bury my ex-wife's grandmother, and mother asking us for money. I'm like, look, I'm not. Why are we donating that? Why? She got 4 kids, so between them, they can't muscle this money up. Now they shake it down to grandbabies, the
see, yep.
great grandkids.
See, now you talking about real life, man. This is what I'm talking about. Yep. Yep. I'm like, man, your sorry kids can't bury you. That's how I be talking. I be like, man, damn.
That's what I was saying. My wife, you so mean. I said, call it what you want
Man,
to. I said,
exactly.
look, I watch them get together. They coming up there dressing like they $1 million bucks, but y'all can't every month donate $35, $40, $50 a month. How about you let some of them squares go, them cigarettes, them left hand cigarette go? One less bottle, you know,
Yep.
and do what you need to do to pay every month for some. Look, you ain't got to get enough to where y'all trying to get rich or to come up, just enough to bury you.
Exactly.
Do that.
You can get like a $25,000 policy for like what, $7.99 or something like that.
Something, man.
Before they get too old, you get one early enough before you get old. They ain't gonna charge your arm and a leg. But you wait till you 45, yeah, you gonna be paying about $90. You know what I'm saying?
They
You
they
can't get
think,
too
oh
old.
man, he's just trying to get over. No, ain't nobody trying to get rich. You ain't getting rich.
Exactly.
You
When you
trying to
start seeing all them fees, you ain't get too much of that.
man, come on, man.
I mean, like I said, everybody want they. It's the reason why they cutting you such a big check because everybody getting a cut of that. You know, you ain't getting all that money. It'd be nice, but you ain't getting all that.
Look, a decent funeral is gonna cost you about $15,000 to $20,000, man.
Yep. Yeah.
It costs you more to die than to be brought in this world.
Exactly.
That's
That's
crazy.
what's so crazy about it. Yeah. And not to
That's what
mention, you got to get you if you're married, you got to get you a decent tombstone. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, you know, come on, man. Like at least go out with some respect. You know. You know what I'm saying? People can't even visit.
hey man,
People
you
never
got
knew you existed.
exactly. So you got to do what you got to do, man. So, but yeah, look, I'm all for the one pot thing, and you know, I'm saying most
Yeah.
people can't deal with it, can't accept it what it is. Look, I trust who I'm with. I believe in who I'm
Me
with.
too.
So financially, I feel like I have no problems. We
Yeah.
understand. Saying, look, everything's on the table. It's there. It is what it is. You know, ain't no high, no funds. And again, like I said, we make more.
Yeah.
If we put our money together in a high interest market rate account like we do, I'm getting 4.5, 4.7, 5% interest on that money. So
Yeah. I
now
think I'm
she
getting 5 too.
45, 45. Now we got $90,000 in that account.
Mm.
You know how much money we gonna get every month on that 4.5 to 5% interest?
Yeah.
We
You
probably make
shit.
500 to 600 a month.
Yeah, I was going to say you making some good money right there. Sure, you can't get that in your stock sometimes. Shoot.
Come on, man.
Well, yeah.
That's so,
I
now,
agree.
now you making that a month just off interest, just letting that money sit there.
Mm, no, you're right. That's why I was saying, man. Some people, they like you said, they don't know how to work as a team, man. It's a lot easier working together as a team than individuals. You know, that's what I be trying to tell. You know,
Definitely more beneficial.
so I be trying to tell these clowns in this space. I be like, hey man, hey, you take shots at the very man, but that's why me and Patty don't got a little beef going. Stop talking about the married man. It's like, hey man, it's up from now on, man. It's up. No longer just take it on the chin. It's up. But
Look, man, look. Let me say this: it's nothing like having a good woman.
yeah,
It's nothing like that, man. You got somebody who you can rely on, believe in, trust in, and is going to make sure that your best interest is always put in the forefront. Man, that's a beautiful thing, brother.
no, you're right.
When them days you got long days at work, you're tired, you're frustrated, you're disgusted, but you can come home and this woman can bring you peace, bring you some type of solitude. Make sure you eat. Make sure
Yeah,
you well taken care of, and she's willing to pamper you, look out for you, love you down. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
There's
I
nothing
make it
like that.
shoot. You see how quiet my house is? It ain't nothing but 8:51. So like I said, the house been quiet for a few hours. That's why I said, man, it's a good thing having a good woman, man. It really is, man. So I don't take it for granted. I really don't. Like I said, I may talk my trash and all this and that, but hey, I ain't no fool, man. I'll make sure she alright.
Yeah, because you know why? She gonna make sure she take care of you.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
gonna deal with your crusty ass feet. You know what I'm saying? After you come in with them stink ass steel toe boots on and shit.
Yeah, boy, 'cause she swear and does. She's like, you don't sit on my bed. I'm like, what? I just come in the house. You just kind of sit for a second. Man, she be like, nah, take that off. I'll be like, man, god damn, I can't do nothing.
Hey, look, she gonna have a fresh towel waiting for you, fresh washcloth.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Got that good fabric off of the smell to it. You like, damn, that smell good. Baby love me, boy. She
Yeah,
love us some.
because man, it wasn't until I was married that I understood the difference between the way I do stuff compared to a way somebody that really care about what they doing. Like you said, my clothes was fluffy, smelled different. I'm like, dang, I do the same. I thought I was doing the same thing, but clearly I wasn't.
You
You
ain't
know
doing it
what
right
I'm saying?
back to you. You
Yeah,
slipping.
cause I've been washing. I wash my own clothes at least for the most part. I used to. And then one day she was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "What? This is how I wash." She was like, "Nah, no, you no longer doing this." Because I used to try to tell her, nah, "I got it." Cause I like doing stuff on my own. Man, once she started doing, I was like, "Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm staying out of this."
Matthew, you be washing your sweatsuits, man, with your towels, man. That ain't gonna work, brother. Talk about, I'm trying to save a load for us, baby.
That's exactly what I be doing too, man. You a trip, man. Oh man. Oh, that's funny, man.
Don't tell me how I know.
Yeah, man. That's what I said, man. This is a trip, man. I'll tell you, I used to be doing a little stuff. But like I said, even when it come to cleaning, man, like, I straighten up, then I clean. She was like, and I could tell she just be like, I just let them do it, and then she come back around, like, what you doing? I just cleaned that. I'm not gonna lie. She make the house look so much better. I'm like, dang. You know what I mean? But hey, I stopped fighting, man. I let her do it, man. She like much people say this and that. I mean, how can you put this? She runs the house with, I guess you could say, the controls that I put in front of her. In a sense, I don't know how to put it because I definitely set the tone in the house. I realized that, but she makes this house feel like a palace. You know what I'm saying?
Don't say it, man. She makes you feel like a home, baby. Don't be too
Yeah, I
proud.
was trying not to use cliche lines, but yeah.
It's all right. If that's what you got to do, look, you know how some people try to use big words, try to get their point across. Man, just keep it simple, big brother.
Nah, man, I gotta try to at least show I got a little education, brother. You know, I gotta show a little bit.
Also, hey guys, Matthew want to show us he went to school one day.
Yeah, man, I did a couple of, a semester and a half of college. You know what I'm saying?
You did a bid.
Yeah. Hey, man, you know.
His knowledge, baby.
Man, I did a little bit, man. You gotta give me something, man. I gotta get something out of this.
I know that's right. No, man, it's nothing like it, man. Look, hey, I'll be the first one to tell you. Look, you get you a good one, you'll see the difference. You feel different. Your conversation will be different. Your mood different. You know what I'm saying? Your mood, man. It's not like it, man. It's not like it. Like I said, I believe in gender roles, and that's me and my lady about that. She knows. She like, what you gonna do? I said, baby, you know that's your department. You keep it clean, keep it nice, smelling good. I just get out of the way.
You know what, man? You all right, man. I'm starting to realize more and more. You all right, man. You know what? I really misjudged you when we used to be on Night Channel. You know, you all right, man. You know.
Hey, so hold on now. We got. I wasn't gonna go much longer, but we got to dive into this now. What you trying to say?
Nah, man. I thought you just. I ain't gonna lie. I thought you was a trolling bully, man. I'm like, man, I'm tired of this dude.
Hold on. She said, you thought I was a trolling bully?
Yeah. I'm like, man, I'm about sick of this dude, man. I'm about to start booing him. That's when I started booing. The more and more I hear you, though, I'm like, you know what? This dude sounds more like how my speed than it really is. So I had to sit back and like, oh, he all right, man. Hopefully he don't remember who been booting him.
Hey, man. All right, look. I know I'm not for everybody, right? Some people I may rub.
You all right with me, man. I may be playing, but hey, you all right with me, man.
I appreciate that, my brother. I appreciate that. Look, I may not be for everybody. I ain't gonna lie. I may be a little brass and rough and just an asshole, sarcastic. I could be all these things. I ain't gonna lie. Some of these things are true.
Hey,
but
I can't die. It's pretty funny. That's why I keep laughing like, dang. Cause you remind me of my friends back at home, man. That's why I be laughing.
Give me an incident. You said, man, this dude's an asshole. I need to hear this.
It's like I think, like I said, it was valid reasons, but you just wouldn't let certain guys talk on Night's channel. Like you just kept, like they would be saying some I can't remember anything, but they were saying stuff that was like, okay, I can see it. I don't necessarily wouldn't go that route, but I can see it. But you just was on him, man. And I'm like, dang, man, you wouldn't even let the man talk. And now he's trying to say something. You like, nah, shut up. You know, you just kind of was like, wouldn't let. I'm like, man, this Night is cool, man. Why you treat him like this? You know, and Night's like, hey, man, I'm trying to talk. And you just kept going. I'm like, this dude is a trip, man. I was like, we gotta put a stop to this dude, man. That's all I was thinking.
So we gotta put this motherfucker down.
Yeah, that's what I'm telling y'all. Like, man, like then when he started doing the bounties, I'm like, yeah, good. I'm gonna pay this $10. Get him out of here for a little while. And then all of a sudden, but then I started. but then I started seeing why, because I wasn't hip to these dudes. They'd be on, because I used to only go to a couple channels. But then I started seeing why you was trolling some of these dudes. I'm like, you know what? I don't blame this dude. Bully these punks, man. These dudes irritate. It's like it switched on me. That's why I stopped doing it. I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, bully these suckers, man. But yeah, it's crazy, man. That panel life ain't no joke, man. It's cool talking to you, but I can't just keep doing this. I don't know how people do it. Like how y'all be sitting up there and you get in where you fit in, you be talking your chat. After a while, I started getting mad. So I can't do this.
Well, look, Matthew, I'm telling you what I do. Most of the time I sit back and listen to these cats. Like, damn, I'm glad I ain't got as bad as they talking about.
Yeah, cause trust me, I don't got no perfect life, man. But I be thinking like, dang, man, I ain't never had it this bad. Like, come on, I'm an average guy, and I ain't never had it this bad.
I'm like,
You
this
know,
dude sound angry in the mug. Like, God,
oh man, you ain't lying, man. It's so funny, man.
I don't know if you remember that one time. I think I was on a Hamp show one time, and the women they was questioning me and shit like that, and she said, well, Love was questioning me. She's like, well, what was one of the things that that you would do with you and your lady, and it just show certain something, what did she say? What's one of the things that you would do with you and your lady to spend time together, something like that? I said, well, one of the things we watch shows like this, man, and realize
Oh yeah, I do remember this conversation.
we ain't got as bad as it is with y'all. Y'all sound horrible. She said, why you gotta say? I said, I'm just being honest, man. Look here. Me and my lady, we will watch these shows and we would talk about it and discuss like and do like a self-evaluation, like, man, look, I know we don't always see eye to eye on everything. We don't always agree or always get along, but we ain't got it this bad. And I
See,
never want it this bad where we sounding like this.
see, the crazy thing about the Hamp show was I don't know how I got hit to his show. It was, man. I had been watching his show for a minute before I started commenting in the chat
Mm.
because when I used to watch, when it'd be like 3, 4 people in the chat, things like that. And then one day, like then one day, little podcast came over there, and then I was like, okay, I know who a podcast is, but then I'm like, well, how he find this channel? I'm like, man, okay. The other guys start coming. I'm like, then I saw Sway, and I'm like, oh man, that means the crowd about to start coming in eventually. If these guys are coming over here, and I wasn't say trying to get away from them guys, but I know I had
You thought
saw how I
you
knew
gonna
how the
bring that
conversation.
Fight Club energy over there?
Yeah, because I knew how the conversations used to go
Yeah.
because it was just regular people talking. They didn't have an agenda. They was just talking like me, like me and you might just don't know each other, just talking. They don't have an agenda they've been pushing 9 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not nothing they gotta try to stick to because it's gonna contradict what they said 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, okay, you get genuine, realistic what they think at that moment, real thought at that time conversation. So then when these people start coming over and they come in with these points and talking points, it's like now it changes because it's like I'm like, oh, I saw it before my very eyes changed, and I'm like, and that's when I started defending the ladies. And I'm like, man, wait a minute, y'all don't understand. It wasn't like this before y'all start coming over here. And one day, Hemp probably don't remember. I had super chatted him. I was like, look, you about to start making a lot of money because these guys are coming over here. We'll be ready for this headache because it's gonna be a headache. You gonna make a lot of money though. Like you can be able to put all those 6 kids you got to college with these dudes.
College funds gonna be paid for now.
Yeah, you go and stretch it. You like, well, I give him this. He been holding it down since these people that came. They respect, but like I didn't know it was gonna play out that way because some people with strong personality coming over there. You know what I mean? So, but I'm happy for him, man. Because like I said, I used to be over there when it was like 2, 3 people in the chat, and I kept commenting. And then one day he made me a moderator, but I was just commenting just to, because I got tired of sometimes you don't want to be over in a fight club. They get tired of hearing this Anton bully everybody and everybody shut up when he come over. I'm like, all right, I'm tired of this. And it was different. But
And
that was
I got hip. Red Lipstick Vibe hit me to it. I heard her talk about it before when I was on her show sometime.
okay.
That's how I got hit to it. But she talked about it, but I never actually went over it. But then I said, well, let me go on over it. She keeps talking about this and mention it. So let me go over and see what it's like. And then I went over. I'm like, okay, this nice little vibe, man. You know what I'm saying? Ladies up there, they giving their perspective. He's questioning them, but he's holding them to a certain standard. I like this. I can rock with
Yeah.
this. And then like on that next day, like on Wednesdays, he has like a different mixed group. I'm like,
Yeah.
cool. More older crowd, more mature crowd. I said, I like this. You want too many young cats up there talking that silly talk. I said, I can relate. This is my audience. You know,
Yeah.
I like Fight Club. I don't like to participate because it's all about that, you know, about that fuckery. And I can only do so much fuckery. But then you got these young fuckery and they just say any goddamn reckless shit. I ain't
Yeah,
with that shit, man. So I was
Yeah.
just like,
Sometimes people go too far.
so I'm like taking threats, talking about meet up, doing this and fighting and old lady, your kid. I ain't with that shit. I'm from
Yeah,
a
I ain't
different
for that.
area.
But
Play that shit.
I will say this: if there's ever a meetup, I keep UFC gloves with me. Hey, we I'm looking at it like if it ever comes to that, we something gonna be get tested. So some of the way these dudes be talking, I'm like, I ain't gonna say too much of who I'm talking about because I don't want nobody. You know how people get to talking all crazy. But I'm gonna, pull them to the side. I'm like, hey man, I kind of want to see where this goes. Let me. I'm
You
that because look.
If you ready to test the metal.
Yeah, I'm like, hey man, let's just I don't make a big scene. Let's just see where this goes, and then we gonna go from there. Cause some of these guys, it irritates you, man. That's why I be telling him, I like messing with him, but that's why I say, hey man, because every time I disagree with him, I'm like, we can settle this in Oklahoma, man. I used to play football too, and I remember Oklahoma. That's how you kind of got your grievances out. Guys
Not the
talking
Oklahoma
crazy.
dude.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, you love football. Hey, you Mr. Big Strong Man. Let's see how this play out. You laid me out. You laid me out. Then you got bragging rights, and I gotta shut up.
I'm gonna get you next week.
Yeah, I'm about to heal up. I'm getting older now. I gotta heal up. Hey, I can't come back around. I had one in me.
It's going to go one or two ways.
Yeah. But I was gonna say, man, have a cool dude. But I actually like him, man. That's why I was like,
Oh yeah,
but
he good people, man. He good people, man. I talked to him behind the scene a couple times, man. Good dude, man. Got a good heart.
yeah,
He's got a good thing going over, so I'm happy for him, man. Definitely.
yeah,
Glad
yeah.
to see
That,
that going and the growth that I see in him. Definitely make a brother proud, man. I love seeing that. So
yeah.
shout out
That's
to
what.
that brother. If y'all had an opportunity, my members, definitely go check out This Might Be Risky, man. He's got like I said, he's got a great thing going over. Very entertaining. He does like a midday show on Mondays and Tuesdays. He has his little evening show he does on Wednesdays at like 9:00, I think it is. I
Yeah,
think it's 9:00, something like that.
it's on right now, too.
Yeah, he does that, man. And it's like a mixed crowd. And then like on Tuesdays he has the POV, the women's point of view. So this has always got great topics and good interaction, man. And he does drop the link and allow people to come up and express themselves and give them an opportunity to share. So he's a great dude, man. Y'all definitely gets the opportunity to go over and definitely check him out. Definitely check him out. Well, Matthew, man, I ain't gonna go much longer, but I was gonna just do a little something today. But I know next week, I was sharing earlier, I'm having a conversation about, how to pick out your bank, banking and what the importance of picking the
Yeah.
right bank. You know what I'm saying? And so and the whole reason why you had this conversation, matter of fact, it was what happened on Nighty's show. Now you speak about Nighty's, a guy, I think it's Aaron Arnold, I think his name was Aaron Allen, something like that.
Oh, you talking about the dude that show his pay stub?
Yeah, he had his pay stub in the back, and then he was talking about Bank of America. I'm like, you realize Bank of America is one of the
Yeah, I don't
top
like
three
Bank of
worst
America.
banks.
Yeah, I don't like Bank
But
of
he said
America.
he the reason why he picks him because of proximity. I said, yeah, that's not a good reason.
Yeah,
So and that's the only that was the thing's going to motivate me to have this conversation. I wanted to do it this week, but all that happened on Tuesday, and I didn't want to do it like a quick put together because I thought that would be cheating, the people, the viewers, and I didn't want to do that. I want to, put it together, get the research together, and make sure I put out a good product. So that's why I'm gonna do it next Wednesday. So man, hey, if you got time,
Okay.
come through, bro. Definitely
Oh
come
yeah,
through. You know,
man. I'm gonna try to make this a regular, man. Like I said, this is more of my speed, man. I like how you play it, man. You know what I'm saying? So now, obviously, if you grow to 1,000, I mean, 20,000 people, then I'll probably sit in the background, but but at the end of the day, I like what you got going on here, man. So I'm gonna try to
hey
be a
man,
regular.
I appreciate that, young Matthew. I appreciate that, man. And, hey, take care of you and the family, big brother. Y'all be easy out there, man.
Oh yeah, man, we good, man. You know what I'm saying? We doing pretty good over here, so we all right. We all
I know, hey, blink twice if she's in the room ready to whoop your ass as soon as you get offline.
right. Nah. She did an early night of the night, so nah, she
Okay,
ain't
she
thinking
said it
about
that
me.
early.
Yeah, she ain't thinking about me right now.
She said, I ain't paying that dude no man. You gonna sit on that couch. Oh
uh,
shoot. Oh shoot. Well, man, I'm gonna get on up out here. Matthew, I appreciate you coming tonight, man, and for the support, man, and coming up and hanging out with the question. But I appreciate that. Right on.
all right, man. I
You
see
be
you around, man.
all right, I got you. Take care. So, guys, look here, man. It was a great night. I appreciate everybody being here. I thanks my brother John the Baptist, man, gifting the memberships, man. Shout out to you. And for those members who got it, man, hopefully y'all enjoy it. Shout out to my brother Big Ant for the cash app. Shout out to you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you. And for everybody who showed up, man, so real. Miss Reed, shout out to you, sis. It's been a minute, but I'm glad to see you back. Miss Neal, my man Army Vet. Dorian, shout out to you, sis. I appreciate you being a great mother and a lovely person. Travel One came through and had a few kind words, even though it wasn't to me. But shout out to you for coming through. Gas Mask. My man Matthew, like I said, shout out for him. My girl Ty coming through. Shout out to you, sis. I appreciate you. Jolene, thank you, baby. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you, sis. I promise you. My girl Barry White, shout out to you for coming through. It's been a little minute, but I appreciate you being back. My man Josh coming through. And if there's anybody I miss, man, please charge it to my mind and not my heart. I appreciate everybody who come through the basement, man, and hang out with me, man, and break bread with me, and comes through and just don't say, my music, man. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate you coming through. I know you came through and gave us the fist, baby, to show your love, man. I appreciate you, my brother. I promise you, I do. And anybody, like I said, anybody out there who I may have missed, man, I promise you, I greatly appreciate it. Looking forward to seeing you guys next week. And we're going to continue to do this thing, man. Like I said, next Wednesday, we're going to be talking about banking and how to shop and find the right banking that's for you. That's going to be benefit to you and that's going to give you the most out of what you're looking for. Before I go, my variety of Funko Pops in the behind me was dedicated to the All-Star game that was this past Sunday. So I have All-Star Funko Pops. I have Vince Carter, Allen Iverson, John Stockton, Dirk Nowitzki, and Karl Malone. Album of the week is Timberland and Magoo. So, guys, I appreciate you coming. Looking forward to seeing you guys next week. Y'all have a great and beautiful weekend. Right on.